And we are coming to you live from a Trojan Gym here in Mililani High School as we get ready for the 2015 Mililani Judo Invitational presented by the 50th State Judo Association. Some of the best judoka around the state in one of the premier preseason meets in the OIA and in the state. Got a good one here in this team competition. Up first, the girls at the Chargers of Pearl City take on the Trojans from Mililani. It's great to have you with us, Felipe Ojastro, former Mililani head judo coach and ScoringLive writer Kalani Takase. So here we go. We have some of the best judoka in the state and a Pearl City team that could be one of the favorites on the girls' side to take it all this year.
I would say the favorite, Felipe. Three-time defending state champion, as you pointed out, and they have a ton of talent coming back. They lost just a couple of players from last year's team that set a state tournament record in points scored. One of those is a freshman, Chastine Delore, 109 pounds. She wins the state championship as a freshman. Family moves to Las Vegas, so we'll see how this Pro City team kind of rebounds from her loss. 8
of those players that placed return for head coach Robin Puhala's crew. Looking to make a strong run and a strong start here in this 2015 season. And on the opposite side for the Trojans, always in the mix when it comes to the team championships here. They had 3 ladies place a season ago in the state tournament, but a little bit banged up tonight, really needing to do a lot of work to try and battle back against a tough Pro City team.
Yeah, this Mililani team is down in numbers. They have just 5 girls, so they're going to be coming into this match down 50 points. The best they can do is tie this Pro City team. And this is a rematch of last year's OIA team championship match, which Pro City also won. So Mililani, big-time underdog here, and we'll see what kind of fight the Trojans come out with.
So we will take a timeout and come back with our first match. We'll give you all the rules, and we'll give you the format that's coming up next from Mililani High School. It's the 2015 Mililani Judo Invitational, presented by the 50th State Judo Association here on ScoringLive.com.
Open your eyes, take a deep breath, and seize today. Free of worry and uncertainty, knowing you're covered in all 50 states. Confident you can choose what's best for you. Protected by Hawaii's leading health plan, because we're behind you for whatever lies ahead. HMSA, live here, live healthy, live fearless.
Here at Hawaii USA, our Life Matters loan has been helping our members make memories that really matter. Like making their wedding dreams come true. Taking a well-deserved girls-only trip to Vegas! Or paying for medical expenses, like braces.
Cheese.
Apply now because it's all possible with a low rate from Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Hawaii USA, where life matters.
Scoring Live is your source for Hawaii high school athletics, bringing you all the action from the OIA, ILH, BIIF, KIF, and the MIL, with constantly updated scores, impacting photos, video highlights, game recaps, player features, and so much more. If you're looking for the best in high school sports, log on to ScoringLive.com. Scoring Live, your source for Hawaii high school athletics. Back here in Mililani, all set for the 2015 Mililani Judo Invitational, presented by the 50th State Judo Association. Pearl City and Mililani, the girls up first in this team competition. 10 matches scheduled in the 10 different weight classes, and the scoring varies here in each of these 3-minute rounds. An Ippon win will give you 10 for your team. Owazadi, 7 points. So Yuko, 5. Team with the highest combined score will claim the Mililani Judo Invitational Championship. Felipe Ojastro, Kalani Takase, as we mentioned. Kalani, this is a banged-up Mililani team, already down in the hole big as we start this girls' competition.
Yeah, and they are without one of their top players, Kaylin Castro, a talented junior, placed first in the state as a freshman, came in second in the state as a sophomore, lost to the aforementioned Chastine Delore from Pearl City in last year's state championship. Haley Shinsato is going to be their go-to player, though, and we'll see her today in the 122-pound match.
Moving up 7 from last season. So 10 points awarded to Harmony Tolentino, the 98-pound division. So now we have Adrian Nazarino along with Izzy Masaglot.
Tolentino with the Dropsio Inagi shot off the bat. Referee stands them up. Referee Derek Kerr stands them up on the restart.
It's the Pearl City wearing the blue belt in Nazarino. Nazarino tries to take Masaglot back down to the mat. And they'll reposition at center.
Masigla needs to get a shot in here in the next 15, 10 seconds there. There it is, to avoid a stalling penalty.
Oh, good move there from Nazareno.
Kind of a Seoi Tosh, kind of a hybrid throw there. Masigla circled into Nazareno's power side, made it very easy for Nazareno to turn and complete that throw. Wazadi scored.
One more to end the match here in this 103-pound division. A lot of swagger for the Chargers, really feeling like this is the year they can make the four-peat in the three-time defending team champions.
That's a Shido to Masigla for a same side grip. Can't have a grip on the same side of the body, whether it's lapel or sleeve. Got to be on opposite sides of the body.
So just a warning here for Masigla. This match heavily in control from Adrian Nazareno. It's a Pearl City team that dominated their semifinal match, statistically on paper, but realistically, there's just a lot of missing players here from their opposing squad.
Pearl City is one of the few teams, Felipe, that has the luxury. There we have a Wazadi Awasete Ipon, nicely done by Adrian Nazareno. To go back to that thought, Pearl City is one of the few schools in the whole state that has the luxury of filling out all 10 weight classes. And you don't see that with most teams. So numbers definitely help Pearl City, and the quality of those numbers that they have this year certainly bodes well for them. Nice start for them here. Nazareno with the 10 points, 20-0 Pearl City.
Nearly 90 total players for the Chargers. They split them right down the middle in terms of boys and girls. Luis Paquelo will tack on 10 more at the 109-pound division. So currently the Chargers up big 30-0 as they get ready for our fourth match. Michaela Abe, who will be unchallenged again. Those are 2 of 4. Make it 5 weight classes where Mililani will give up points on.
This is Mililani's go-to player here. This is their 10-point winner, Haley Shinsato. Fourth-year player. She's a senior now. She's a defending state champion at 115 pounds. And I think Coach Alex Kikuyama really wants to see her execute some nice technique here. Haley, over the years, been more of a muscle player. And I think they've been working very hard in the judo room on her technique. So we'll see how she bolds in these 3 minutes.
Saw some of that muscle there. She takes down Cantorna to the floor in this 3-minute period. 1 3-minute period here for each of these 20 matches expected. So we'll have 10 girls, 10 boys. Pearl City and Moanalua on deck, ready for the boys' championship.
Shinsato looks like she's trying to set up a strong side shot, maybe a Tayotoshi, a drop Seoi Nage. Looking to capitalize on that right power hand on the lapel of Cantorna.
Cantorna really trying to take that inside right part of the leg of Shinsato. 50 seconds in. Good move from Shinsato to take the Cantorna back down to the mat.
Another strong side shot there, drop Seoi Nage. Be nice to see Shinsato look for some opposite side shots here. Those would be left side throws for her.
And watching her over these last couple of years, that's really sort of the aggression that we've seen from Shinsato, showing it off in this preseason match.
Yeah, and she just came off of a soccer season where she was a member of the state champion Mililani soccer team. She's a fullback there, so no rest for her. She's right back on the mat.
Not showing any kind of rust. Wazadi awarded for Shinsato. 90 seconds to go.
There's another nice drop, right Seoi Nage, Morote Seoi Nage, nice transition here.
Gonna flip her over. No Osai Komi signal just yet as Cantorna's doing a good job to stay.
We are in Osai Komi.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. And then a Ippon throw. 20 seconds on the ground. And a good win here for Shinsato.
So she scored a Wazadi by throw, and she held her opponent for another Wazadi. 2 Wazadis equal an Ippon. Match over, 10 points for Mililani. So state champ, the team captain, Haley Shinsato, did her job here for Mililani. We'll see if Courtney Gima here at 129 can keep it up.
That's a good sign for the Trojans. They're being banged up and unable to find some positions for Shinsato to help lead the way and get them on the board, down 30 now.
Her opponent here, Kayla Arakaki, she's a senior. She placed second in the state at 139 last year, second in the OIA. She's one of 4 girls captains for this Pearl City team.
Now being flattened out by Gima.
Cross-face there by Gima.
"20 seconds in. These two trying to feel each other out in the early part. The grip on the lapel there from Gima, trying to rough her around. Arakaki trying to take her back down. Gima got position, and they'll reposition at center.
Still very early in the judo season here, Felipe. Just wrestling state tournament was just last week, so a lot of these athletes just got back onto the mat this week. So you know, they're definitely working out the kinks as well. Nice thing about this tournament, excuse me, Felipe. Nice thing about this tournament is, you know, it gives a lot of the second and third string players some mat time. But once we get, especially for programs like Pearl City and Moanalua who are deep in numbers, but once we get to this championship round, as we've seen in years past, you know, the competitive juices are flowing. The coaches want to win, and you're seeing first stringers on the mat for the most part.
And for a lot of these wrestlers who go into the spring season, not too much of a challenge, just a matter of just getting back into shape here, realistically, and prepare for the judo season.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, I guess, from wrestling conditioning wise. You know, they work well together, cross training for athletes from wrestling to come over to judo and vice versa. But I think you know, it's a little bit tough for wrestlers because you can't touch the legs. Yep. In judo, in kachiwaza while they're standing. So it's a little bit of adjustment, but a lot of judo coaches obviously just happy to have the athleticism of wrestlers on the mat on their team. Arakaki had a nice timed left side Iponseoi shot there, couldn't finish, and we got about 90 seconds here to go, Felipe.
We are scoreless in this 129-pound match.
The referee gave a false attack penalty to Arakaki there, basically coming in for a throw with really no intent to throw, to kill time, to avoid a stalling penalty. And they're looking for a couple of things there. They're looking for the opponent's balance to be broken. You know, upper body needs to be tilted. If there's really no drive, no pull, then they're gonna call that false attack penalty.
All right, now Gima's trying to get her equipment all set. 1:17 here to go. Still plenty of time for each of these two to try and get a point on the board. And you get the feeling that the way that this match has been played on.
Arakaki with overhand right grip here.
With them both down. Arakaki got position, trying to flip Gima over.
Gima able to spin out of that one. Looks like she might have lost the contact.
So they'll call time here with 1:03 in the match.
Oh,
and Gima just, they're debating on whether she's going to put that back in after it just hit the mat, and now she'll get some time to.
I think that's the right call.
Yeah, don't want to risk any kind of infection, especially with the amount of matches that have been going on throughout the morning and through the afternoon here.
So she's going to play without it. Arakaki has the advantage here. You see her right hand on the inside right lapel of Courtney Gima, and that's really giving her command in this match, able to move Gima around.
46 seconds. Time precious for each of these two. The Let's Go Gima chants echoing here.
So let's go Gima or let's go Kayla. Hard to tell.
It's been a battling, it's been battling chants here in front of the hometown crowd and one of the favorites.
Arakaki is doing a nice job timing her entry on that left Suenage, but she's really not able to finish. We'll see it again here. Looking for Kochigari back perhaps.
Inside of 20 seconds.
Pro City coach is calling for a stalling penalty against Gima here. Gima comes right off of the restart with an attack, so that should negate that.
8 seconds to go. And we should get look like a stalling penalty single by some of the side judges. But then they're going to give time for Arakaki to fix the gi and put the belt back on with 6 seconds remaining.
And if we do have a Shido here on Gima, it won't really have much effect here. First Shido is a free Shido, and I believe we do not have overtime here in the Mililani Invitational. So if these 5 seconds hold up, we should have a tie.
Going for the big move with 2 seconds remaining, and it's over. Good tough matchup from Arakaki and Gima.
Yeah, I think both athletes are going to have a lot to work on coming out of that match, and you know, they'll go back and watch the video and then work on those things going forward.
Officials were actually a little confused on whether there is an overtime period. Now made it a draw.
So no points either way. Mililani still in the hole, 30 points.
And out the 139-pound division, here is Natanya Kang. Here for the Chargers.
Kaylee Bonaro here for Mililani in white. Kang's a senior. Or excuse me, she's a junior. She finished second in the state at 129 last year. OA champion at 129. Another one of those captains for Pearl City. Oh, wow. Nice throw there. Drops Seoi Nage. Gets a Yuko. Nicely timed there by Kang.
Kang up out in front. 26 seconds in.
Bonaro's got to be careful not to follow now that Kang's showing a Seoi Nage going forward.
Tanya's sister on the Pearl City softball team.
We saw her last night, Felipe, in that game against Lalahua.
Officially a 16-6 score in 6 innings. Shido charge against Bonaro.
I believe that was for touching below the belt, touching the pants. Kang's got Bonaro in double sleeve grip here, really putting her at a disadvantage. Trying to look for a Sore Surikomi Goshi out of there.
Good move from Kang.
Another drop right side, Seoi Nage. Yuko scored.
And the second one.
She's really got to pull that sleeve hand through a little harder, rotate tighter, turn that body Bonaro so she can get a Wazadi or maybe even an Ippon. You can end the match with 2 Wazadis equals 1 Ippon, but no matter the amount of Yukos you have, it won't add up to a Wazadi.
So right now it's Bonaro looking for the big shot. She'll have 101 seconds left in this 139-pound matchup. 40-10 our score in the team challenge. Pearl City leads. Bonaro trying to drag Kang with her. Kang took her back to the mat.
Again, got to be careful not to follow on that throw.
Rami Puahala says that he's been really impressed with the progress from Natanya Kang in his time with her. Shows great potential, and her aggressiveness and her work ethic in practice really shows when you see her on the mat. Right now leading 2 Yukos, approaching a minute to play in the 139-pound division.
Last shot we saw from Kang was a left side attack, which was the first one she showed all match, opposite side attack. Up until then, it had all been strong side, and she's got to get her hips across more on that opposite side shot. But good job by Kang to show it at least, to force Bonaro to play her honest.
And another Yuko point scored here from Kang. Kang easily the aggressor here. Again, just takes one move from Kaylee Bonaro to try and get back in it. With 37 seconds left. I got that inside of the lapel. Kang goes right back to the ground with Bonaro. Just trying to milk out the clock and hang on in these final 25 seconds.
Bonaro starting to look a little winded here. Kang still coming forward, looking like the aggressor.
Surprisingly, still remaining aggressive on top 3 Yukos.
It's a second left side shot there. She's shown.
And for the sweep, Kang negates that. Just trying to chip away the seconds off the clock. There's 12 remaining now. 8 seconds to go. Tanya Kang, 5 seconds away from tacking on 5 points.
That's a false attack penalty on Bonaro there. She basically turned her upper body, didn't move her feet at all, so that's the reason for the penalty.
The 4th Yuko awarded after the second Shido called against Bonaro. Time expires. It'll be Tanya Kang to win this one.
That
was big because she got a Wazadi
that's correct.
at the last second.
That's 2 points difference for Pro City as a team. Win by Yuko is 5 points. Win by Wazadi 7 points. This match is already in hand for the Chargers, but going forward from one of your captains, you definitely want to see that kind of grit.
You like to see that aggression. You know, up 4 Yukos at that point. A lot of players can take a little bit of a back seat, but still trying to remain aggressive, trying to pull off a big one. She picked up 7 points in the last second. So this is our last head-to-head matchup. Comes in the 154-pound division with Kimberly Mendez for the Chargers and Danny Santiago for the Trojans. Mendez in the blue belt, Santiago in the white belt.
Mendez with a strong right overhand grip right off the bat. Santiago's got to get her head out of there. She's in a bad spot right now. Tries to turn on that Uchimata there. You want to be careful if you're Santiago. You don't want to circle into the power side of Mendez, which is her right. And then that's just what Santiago did there. Circle to the power side, loaded herself in for the throw. Fortunately for her, Mendez was unable to finish it.
The back collar did Mendez. Not letting go, still trying to sweep the leg.
I think we'll have a stalling or a defensive posture penalty. Stalling, yeah.
This one's against Santiago.
Typically have about 20 to 25 seconds between attacks, otherwise you're going to get called for a stalling penalty.
Santiago able to take Mendez back down to the mat. 2:05 here to go in the match.
Mendez with a right Maki Komi shot there, trying to roll through. Santiago doing a good job pulling her right arm out of there. Got to be careful, can't be rushing forward like that.
And Mendez almost found gold there in an open opportunity. $150 to go after Santiago tried to flip Mendez over, but no reposition.
Santiago's a first-year player for this Mililani team, so she's obviously very raw, but she has some athleticism here, and she obviously has some fight, so I think Alex Kikuyama, Mililani coach, has got to be happy with what he's seeing so far out of her. Got about 91 seconds left here, Felipe.
And we are scoreless. The only action is Shido charge to Santiago about 35 seconds of match time ago.
Again, that deep overhand right grip from Mendez, looking to come across the body.
Dangerous scenario here for Santiago. Mendez able to escape out of it and maintain her balance. Mendez gets taken down. Really going for that inside left leg.
Yeah, it looks like she's looking for Uchimata going forward or possibly Ochigari going backward.
47-10 the team score. Ipon for Mendez.
Big throw there by Mendez, and that was an example of Santiago circling the wrong way, circling to the right of Mendez, right to the power side, loaded herself. Very easy for Mendez to finish that.
So it's the third match decided by Ipon that we've seen in this girls division. 10 put up for the Chargers.
Looks like we have a conference here by the referees. Not sure what this is about.
54 seconds remaining on the clock. The challenge on the Ipon from Mendez.
We won't get to see, Pro City's last two players here, 172 and 220. That's Jackie and Jenny Fuamatu. We will see their older brother, Jackson Fuamatu, in the boys' final.
I think they're going to wave off the Ipon here and just or the Wazadi.
Second life for Santiago.
So they'll continue here. 50 seconds to go. That lights some fuel here for Santiago.
Made a nice adjustment right off the bat. She's circling to the right instead. Circling away from that power side that you can see, trying to get in front of her hip.
Santiago with her. Tries to go backside, and a Wazadi to tie the match. Also, Iconi signaled. Half minute to go. Trying to battle for position is Santiago on the floor.
That was a beautiful transition there by Santiago. Right from the throw, the Osotogari straight into the Osaikumi. Kesagatame. She's got a hold here, and there it is. Ozari. Awasete Ippon, 10 points for Mililani. Big swing in those final seconds, Felipe.
And a huge call. That's a good job from the officials to discuss whether that was an Ippon. Looking at it live, it didn't look like it didn't have the force of a traditional of what you see for an Ippon, but they talked about it. They mark it down to a Wazari. And as you mentioned, it gave Santiago second life and 10 big points, motivational points in the final head-to-head match of this Judo Invitational.
Yeah, and we'll give credit to Santiago. You know, she showed some fight out there. Matches out of hand. Nothing to gain really at that point as far as the match. So good job by her to come back and finish. And I think if you're Pro City coach Robin Kuahala, you're not hanging your head too much. You're not arguing that call because you know your team is going to win the match. And I think you know he's worried about mat time for his players and quality matches. So hopefully this will be a learning experience for Mendez and she'll come back and you know, be a better player for it.
Jackie and Jenny Fuamatu, sisters, 2 of 12 total Fuamatus. As you mentioned, the brother Jackson will be in the 220-pound division for the boys. Each of those two get their 20 points. And that'll do it as the Chargers win the 2015 Mililani Judo Invitational. On the girls' side, 67-20 the final. A solid showing here from the Chargers.
Congratulations to Pearl City. That's their...
Back here in Mililani, Felipe Ojastro along with Kalani Takase scoring live as we give you the 2015 Mililani Judo Invitational presented by the 50th State Judo Association. So it's the Lady Chargers to win the girls' title in this invitational. Now the boys are up next. We have 10 very competitive matches coming up. We have a Pearl City team who historically has been a little bit rough on the boys' side against a Moanalua team who's won 3 state championships back in the early part of the decade, trying to get back and get to the top of the division here.
Yeah, these are two very these are two of the best here. This is going to be a great match. These two teams were the reason I lost a lot of sleep when I coached at Mililani, to be honest with you. There's always a solid team, well, deep numbers, Moanalua, same thing. So this should be a great one, and I'm going to enjoy this one as a spectator.
Robin Puhala says maybe their strongest almost lock here to the 220-pound division, which we'll see Jackson Fuamatu for Pearl City, one of the captains on the team. Right now we kick it off with the 108-pound matchup. Austin Cueja along with Logan Garcia.
Cueja in blue, Garcia in white.
So again, if you win by Ippon in your match, 10 points for your team. Wazari 7, Yuko 5. No overtime period if we are scoreless, like how we saw in an earlier girls matchup. And some of the more smaller and quicker judoka.
Yeah, we watched Moanalua's semifinal match here about an hour ago, and Logan Garcia showed some power. He suplexed a couple of kids. Typically you don't want your lightweights or weights to be relying on power, more on speed. So we'll see how he does this match against a much taller Cueja from Pro City.
Oh man, Cueja just spun him around. Got the better position, trying to flatten him out, and got back to his feet.
Too shallow on that Aggie shot there. He wants to get his hips lined up with his opponent's hips, basically. Cueja controlling with the grip. He's got lefty grip on here.
Garcia trying to find the move to take out the leg of Cueja. 150 here to go.
Coming across the body for a Tayotoshi. Trying puts himself in a bad spot.
Just like me.
Transition.
Got him down. 10 seconds equals the point. They wave it off.
Wasn't able to keep control. What you want to do there, control the head, and then work the rest of the body. Keep your hips down. About 90 seconds here, still no score.
Geek coming apart for Garcia.
Yeah, Cueja's got him in double sleeve, puts him at a big disadvantage there.
Gonna roll him over. Garcia trying to get the advantage. Cueja just rolls to his stomach to try and eliminate any kind of threat from Garcia.
Referees will typically give you about 5 to 10 seconds of time on the mat unless they see progress. If they see progress, they'll give you more time. Otherwise, they're going to stand you back up and restart.
It almost stems back from some of the international rule changes to increase the action at that level. Good move there from Cueja. Got position on the mat. And Garcia got the waist. 45 seconds to go. They'll stand in reposition at center.
Yuko scored on that left Iponseoy, looks like. Conditioning looks good for these two guys. Very early in the season, obviously. Looks like they've been working hard in the judo room. Shot there, drops Seoinage by Garcia.
Also, I call me signal and then wave off.
Excuse me, Felipe Queja counters. No score there, down to 29 seconds.
So Garcia needing something. It was Adi to win it, or Yuko to tie it.
I would think Garcia wants to stand here.
Gives you a better opportunity to try and go for one more shoot.
Right, save some precious seconds. Looking for one shot in these final seconds.
10 seconds to go. They move from Cueja. Trying to milk out the clock. 3 seconds to go. 1 second left. And one last desperation attempt here from Garcia to try and do something. And that will do it. Congratulations to Austin Cueja for the Chargers. Not a bad start here. Able to get 5 on the board for Pearl City.
Yeah, well-fought match. Nice, clean match there. Would have liked to see a little more back techniques, Ouchigari, Kochigari, Osotogari, those kinds of things to set up the big forward throws, like I said earlier, especially from your little lightweights.
I'm impressed with the strength here from Garcia and his small stature at the 108-pound division.
Yeah, what do they say? Big things, good things come in small packages.
That's right. He had a couple of those takedowns in his semifinal matchup. Right now, 5 on the board for Pearl City.
Every point will be precious here. Every point is going to be important. So, Robin Puahala, Brandon Maki, his counterpart over at Moanalua, they're going to play their cards tight to their chest. May not show everything here. It's still very early. I think these two teams, along with Kapolei, who's not here today, defending boys state champion, they're going to be looking to be the cream of the crop in the OA boys competition this year.
114-pound division, John Domingo on the left for Pearl City. Richie Wong to the right for Moanalua.
Richie Wong placed 6th in the state at 108 pounds last year from Moanalua, one of just 2 state place finishers that are competing for Moanalua in this tournament. A lot of those guys, Kulana Solera, Zorich, Polimo, those guys are sitting out. They just got through a grueling wrestling season that ended last week.
Oh, good move there from Domingo.
Got a Yuko on that throw. Players want to settle down a little bit. They're a little too wild to start off the match.
Yeah. I think what's causing that is just knowing that this could be another matchup by the time we hit the state tournament. Really, the OIA's a very short season.
Nice initial shot, what we used to call an initial shot in Mililani, basically grab and go by Domingo there, looking for a Tayotoshi.
Long went over the top. Get back to a standing spot. 2:15 here remaining in the match. Still in the early going.
Domingo seems to be getting the better of Wong on the grip, which can really negate a lot of things, strength and experience included. Wong doing a nice job of staying patient.
They were staying away from the shot from Wong. Took away that grip that he had earlier with 1:50 to go now. And a Wazadi awarded to Domingo.
What a sequence there. We saw Domingo shoot at Uchimata. Wong dodged out of the way, tried to shoot a Seoinage. Domingo counters him, takes him back.
They're going to wave off the Wazadi, and then re-rule it as a Yuko after one of the officials saw it differently. So it's 2 Yukos for Domingo with 1:37 to play.
He's been pushing the pace here.
And Maki says ease up for Wong, get back to a standing position, try and score some points.
I like what I see from Domingo. Nice controlled breathing, tight gripping, committing to his throws. And this is fine. If you're Pro City, this is fine. This is eating up time.
You know what, Domingo's got a real quick lapel grip. Gonna get in there. Takes Wong back to the ground. Domingo trying to battle through it with a minute left. Each of these two gassed 2 minutes in this 114-pound matchup.
Yeah, Wong's got to turn it up a little bit here. There you see him going straight back to the line. Tachiwaza, he doesn't want to waste any time on the mat. Wong really hasn't been able to get his power hand, his right hand. He's trying to get that on the left lapel of Domingo. Really hasn't been able to do that. Hasn't been able to come in with any strong shots.
And on the opposite side of that, Domingo's been making it look easy through those first 2 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like the 2 side judges here saw Wong grab the leg, so that's going to be a Shido penalty there.
"19 seconds remaining.
Right Seo Inagi shot there, unable to break the balance of Domingo.
And 7 seconds left. If you're Richie Wong, you got to go for broke at this point. Down 2 Yuko points. And each of these two will get some time to readjust the gi and wrap the belt. Very good matchup from each of these two in the 114-pound division.
Yeah, at this point, I think Pro City coach Ivan Puhala is content with 5 points out of this match. So you want Domingo to keep his hands up. Don't back away from the line, but circle. Just as he's doing here. Force him to come to you. Nice finish there. No points scored.
That'll end the 114-pound match. Jordan Domingo makes it 2 for 2 for Pearl City. Tacks on 5 more.
Looks like we have a question of whether Domingo grabbed the leg there at the end. Essentially a moot point.
Yep, all for naught because it would just be the first Shido against Domingo.
Correct. But, you know, this is preseason for the officials as well. And I should mention that the officials for this tournament volunteered for the Mililani Invitational, and they have all 7 years. So certainly a lot of gratitude out to them.
10-0, Pearl City. 121-pound matchup. James Chun for the Chargers. And Randy Manua. Here for Moanalua.
Chun in the blue. Manua in the white. (10-0) our score here again after 2 matches. Pro City up. Ooh, could have been close to a false attack penalty there.
Manua just dragging Chun around. Manua went for the shot, took him down to the mat. No points scored there as they move outside the circle.
Yeah, looked like Manua was looking for Ochigati, a left Ochigati. Manua countered. No points scored, no damage done. This is going to be an interesting matchup because we have 2 opposite-handed players.
Chun moved in the center, trying to flip him over, be the aggressor. Chun trying to grab position, and they'll stop and get back to a stand.
Chun, the righty, Manua, the lefty. Both fighting for that inside grip, power hand. Manua, Uchimata attempt. Yuko scored, couldn't quite finish. Nice attack there. And what that's going to do, Felipe, is going to help set up those back shots for Manua. Now you showed Chun the forward throw, the big forward throw. He should be sitting on his heels a little bit more. Sets up that back throw for Manua. And this is what we're seeing, the head down, the weight back.
And then it's Chun who just falls on Manua. Really for the first time tonight, as the officials are going to discuss this. First time tonight where Moanalua has any kind of momentum building. Their first lead from any match.
Looks like both players enjoying the rest time here.
Yeah.
Moanalua, their semifinal match, they took down Campbell 79-10, no problems there. And Pearl City, they defeated Kamehameha 75-10. So this is a matchup of teams that have gone 3-0 today.
Ippon dominated. Manua.
There's a big Uchimata there. Got his leg in between Chun's. Elevated Chun's near leg. Kept hopping toward the other leg in a circle and finished the throw for an Ippon.
And just like that, the team challenge is tied at 10 apiece.
And again, that was because Manua was able to get his left hand inside of Chun's right hand, their power hands. Able to control there.
So we head to our fourth match, 132-pound division. Is Kaisen Yoshimura, along with Chase Lustig.
These are two club players here, two seasoned players, so this should be a good match. Kaisen Yoshimura, interesting note, the son of longtime Pearl City coach Ivan Yoshimura. I've seen Kaisen since he was, actually before he was born, so this is nice to see him competing at this level.
Yoshimura in the blue belt for the Chargers in a pivotal fourth match.
Lustig is just a freshman for Moanalua, but he's got a lot of talent, a lot of club experience. And his older sister, interestingly enough, is sitting next to Robin Puahala in the Pro City coaching chair, Taylor Castro, former state champion for the Chargers, Chase Lustig's half-sister.
2:25 left as each of these two tumble out. And a Pearl City squad that in the offseason really worked hard on trying to find the right pieces in the right divisions that can take home a boys championship. Good move there from the top by Yoshimura. Make it Lustig, I should say, excuse me.
Looked like a drop left Seoi Nage there. I'm not sure if he got headbutt a little bit, but he's a little bit slow to get back to the line. On the last restart, we had a Shido against Yoshimura, and that was for a same side grip. First Shido, so no damage. Penalty to Lustig there for being outside of the playing area and not trying to come back in immediately.
That's his second Shido. Shiwara Yuko on the opposite side for Yoshimura.
Yeah, I believe that's what. Oh, now we have a defensive posture penalty against Yoshimura assessed by the referee Ward Fukunaga.
So at this point, it should be two Yukos for Lustig and just one for Yoshimura with 1:43 to go. Good move there for the Ippon. And it's Lustig to win it for Big Blue.
Beautiful timing on the drop left Morote Seoi Nage by Lustig. Nice finish, nice entry, nice drive, nice rotation. Beautiful throw, 10 points for Moanalua.
Back-to-back Ippon decisions for Moanalua and now building some momentum.
He's going to be quite the special freshman for Moanalua. I expect to see him amongst the top state placers this year. Move on to 145. We got Robert Yamasaki from Pearl City in blue. Julian Davis in white from Moanalua. Some foot sweeps exchanged here. Ashiwaza. Yamasaki doing a good job of circling out of the corner.
Yamasaki on top of Davis.
Yamasaki's an interesting fellow, just a sophomore, and he's a captain. Also a member of the football and paddling teams for Pearl City. I believe he was a JV football captain this year for the Chargers.
Speaking to him, he shows great maturity for just a 15-year-old.
Couldn't agree with you more. Great kid. I can see why Robin Puahala made him a captain as a sophomore.
Off on the flip for Yamasaki. Wazadi awarded. Or was it? Excuse me. Maybe they repositioned, looked like. Yeah, excuse me.
He did a nice job transitioning, tried to get around the legs, but quickly stood up. I think Robert's feeling some confidence in the stand-up game against Julian here. Davis, though, with a strong overhand grip on Robert.
Inside of 2 minutes. Oh, good attempted sweep there from Davis on the inside.
Yamasaki's got to get that right hand off. Davis's right hand off of his collar.
Davis almost took Yamasaki off balance, but then the momentum shift from Yamasaki turned into an offensive move.
Again, looking for that overhand grip. Yamasaki trying to defend against.
Back down to the mat is Yamasaki on Davis. He's got that left arm hooked.
Yamasaki one of 4 starters back for this Pro City team. Kaisen Yoshimura, one of them. John Domingo, we saw him at 114, and Jackson Fuamatu, we'll see him at 285. Excuse me, 220.
A minute to go. The 145-pound matchup. It is 20-10 Moanalua after 2 straight Ippon decisions. Down 0-10 in the match.
Yamasaki's doing a nice job of timing his shot, calculating risk, and taking nice, smart time shots, just like that there.
Wazadi awarded for Yamasaki. Osai Komi signaled. Trying to get him down. Hook the arm. 35 on the clock.
Nice switch there from Akisa Gatame.
Trying to shift his weight or bridge out of it. And it's over.
Impressive win from the Pro City sophomore, Robert Yamasaki. Caught Julian Davis chasing a little bit, turned on it. Got a Wazadi on that Ippon Seoi Nagi. Nice job of transitioning into the pin. Switch from Akisa Gatame to Akame Shiho Gatame, Felipe.
Thank you. 5 down, 5 to go, and we're tied at 20. And that is a big, big win at the midway point here for Pearl City. Trying to negate any kind of momentum that Moanalua was building in the previous 2 matches, which takes us to our 161-pound division with Casey Kikuyama for the Chargers and Sean Davis for Moanalua.
So far, this one's been as advertised, huh?
3 straight Ippon victories these last 3 matches. Kikuyama wearing the blue belt, left side of your screen. As this match gets tighter, we'll see if the action gets tighter as well. Kikuyama trying to be aggressive. Got taken down by Sean Davis. Good job by our camera woman, Melissa Ng, to stay level-headed there.
She didn't flinch at all. Quite impressive. I was ready to make my way a couple of bleachers back.
Oh, Kikuyama had an opportunity there. Almost got Davis elevated.
Kikuyama looks like a wrestler.
Yep.
Looks like he's trying to get both hands on and trying to get in some underhooks, get him nice and close. And that's a penalty for grabbing the leg there. One of the very common tendencies for wrestlers, of course. Davis, nice overhand grip. Working that front leg a little bit.
2:30 left. Kikuyama's got it. Davis tries to elevate. Hairband falls off for Kikuyama with 2:20 to go. Davis trying to get it there, but just slipped out of his reach.
Davis is a wrestler too. I just realized. You can see once they hit the mat, wrestler's head is up, arms are out. That's not what you want in judo.
You see Kikuyama shooting the half here, and they'll stop it with 2:05.
Looks like Kikuyama's having some fun out there, which is good, and Pro City's enjoying him. He's giving his best out there.
Kikuyama get time to put the headband back on in a false start because he was taking a little too long with that. So a second Shido charge against Kikuyama, and a Yuko point awarded for Julian Davis.
Davis got him in a bad spot again with this overhand right grip. I believe this is going to be another defensive posture penalty. Same side grip penalty. Result is the same, another Shido. That's 3 now against Kikuyama. One more is going to end the match for Davis.
It's ironic considering how offensive-minded Kikuyama has been in this match. Kikuyama's been his own worst enemy. Davis gonna get the grip. Kikuyama elevated him, took him down to the mat. Yuko point awarded for Kikuyama.
Countered Davis's Ochigari, got a Yuko there. Looks like Davis is trying to work between Uchimata going forward or Ochigari going backward. And he's really able to dictate the pace with that strong overhand right grip.
With 1:18 remaining.
Problem for Kikuyama is a counter doesn't count as an attack. And so if you rely on counters and just wait for your opponent to attack, you're going to get called for stalling. And that could be what this discussion is about here. Typically before a fourth Shido is awarded or presented to a player, which would result in a Hansoku Make, the officials have a discussion.
And there it is. The fourth Shido against Kikuyama. Davis picks up the win. And 10 points.
A lot of action in that match for just about 2 minutes and 40 seconds, or 1 minute and 40 seconds.
So Moanalua jumps back out in front, 30-20. 178. Carson Hernandez and Navan Pak. Pak in the white. Hernandez for Pearl City in the blue belt.
Hernandez fighting to get that overhand grip on the lapel.
Not trying to fight out of it. Action is stopped. Some really tightly contested bouts as we get our first Shido called against Hernandez.
That one for being outside the playing area, not trying to come back immediately. Drop Seoi Nage shot you see from Hernandez, not typical of players at this weight. You'll typically see bigger throws, hip throws. You won't see those drop throws, drop Seoi Nages like you see from the lightweights all too much. There's again lefty on righty, both fighting for that inside grip.
Each of these two sail out, but when you get to these weight classes, these tend to be ones more of parity and more physical action and activity here, you think, this year?
Well, it kind of depends team to team. The lightweights, you'll see a faster pace, of course. The heavier weights, you'll see a slower pace. I think 145, 161 is where you see some of the best combination of strength and speed.
Right now we remain scoreless. Just one Shido charged against Hernandez. $1:45 remaining in this 178-pound match.
Puck's got to be more aggressive here. He's got to look for some attacks. Opposite side player, you don't want to hook the near leg. When you hook the near leg, all they have to do is turn on it. Simple counter. You want to go across the body.
Puck trying to shove Hernandez out there, flirting outside the circle. They are out, and they'll head back to center. Another Shido.
Yep. Again, for being outside of the playing area and not returning immediately. That could have easily been a false attack penalty there.
Marcin Hernandez looks winded with 1:10 left in the match.
Both of these teams, really haven't had a whole lot of mat time, as any team in the state really hasn't. But the wrestlers just came back this week, of course, after the wrestling season. So these are some of the guys I think that are, possibly behind those starters.
Yuko point awarded for Puck.
Getting some quality mat time here.
They're going to wave that one off. Looked like they ended up out of bounds. 30-20 the team score. Moanalua on top by 10. 45 seconds remaining.
Hernandez with the shot off the bat there with no pull. Wasn't able to break the balance of Pack at all. It took him backwards.
Thirty-three seconds remaining. Hernandez will get an opportunity to try and catch his breath, but can ill afford to take too much time doing so with two Shidos charged against him. Hajime is called, and we continue on with half a minute to go. Hernandez trying to go for something big. Ends up outside.
I like what I saw from Pac there. Tried to do a Hizaguruma knee wheel on the near leg of Hernandez.
12 seconds left. Hernandez needs something. Pac trying to hang on. They scramble for it on the ground. And with 7 seconds left, they stop. Pac still moving forward. Hernandez going for it. Just dragged him out with 2 seconds left now. One big shot remaining. Hernandez cannot get it.
They both went for it there, though.
Heck of an effort. Should be 5 points for Moanalua.
See here, referees are going to talk it over.
Heck of a matchup here between Hernandez and Pac. Match 7 of 10 that we'll have for you in the boys team championship. And it's Pac who picks up the win.
Win by Shido, 3 points.
Yep.
Win by Shido, 3 points. There you go. Those points are important, though. Ultimately, it came down to that second Shido. Both times, Hernandez was called for playing outside of the playing area, so I'm sure that's something that he and Coach Puahal are going to work on.
198-pound division, Matthew Keopuhiva for Pearl City. Elton Chan for Moanalua. Chan in the white belt, Keopuhiva in the blue belt. Pearl City with just 3 matches, including this one to go, needing some kind of points here.
Keopuhiva with the score there.
Osai Komi signaled. Got the pin on top. The timer starts.
This one looks tight. I don't think Chan's going to be able to get out of this one. Keopuhiva doing a good job keeping that arm tight to his body. Head down, hips down.
Wazadi already awarded.
Moving with Chan. 22nd now.
Trying to shift the weight. And there it is. 10 big points for the Chargers and Matthew Keopuhiva.
Showing some emotion there with the fist pump after the win. Big win for the Chargers.
That fist pump could be a little bit dangerous.
Could be. I got a penalty for one when I was a player.
Okay.
I'll never forget that.
With 2 matches remaining, now we get to some of the higher weights. Congratulations to Matthew Keopuhiva. Heck of an effort from Elton Chan. But now Jackson Fuomatu, defending state wrestling champion, won 2 of those. 220-pound division. Fuamatu, one of the captains, will take on Diego Delormier for Moanalua. He'll be in the blue. Fuamatu for Pearl City in the blue belt. Delormier in the white belt.
There's some big boys here.
Look at how much of that judo rust will remain for Fuamatu. Only had about a couple weeks of practice. We get a same-side grip Shido called against. Look like Jackson Fuamatu.
Fuamatu came in second in the state at 220 last year. Lost to Dayton Peruta of Mililani in the state championship match.
Official almost got taken out there. And a Shido charged against Delormier. So we'll stop play again with 2:39. And it looks like we're having an officials meeting here, or just trying to get the score right. And they'll call off that meeting, so we're tied at a Shido.
Nice time shot there, left Iponse Inage by Fuamatu. Good timing from the big man.
Look at Fuamatu, just a quick grip on the lapel, the left side. Fuamatu got taken down. Good move here from Delormier. Just couldn't take advantage of it.
Yeah, Fuamatu's too good of a wrestler to get pinned in a spot like that. Won the state championship, of course, last week.
Won it in overtime. It's James Campbell from Campbell.
One of the most exciting matches of the night, I thought.
James Sullivan led most of that match. And a 2-point takedown, able to end it.
Delormier got the overhand right grip there, put Fuamatu in a bad spot. That's why we got the defensive posture penalty. Fuamatu's second Shido.
And Delormier being aggressive. Well, Fuamatu has a flair for the dramatics. A couple of times in the state wrestling tournament, down in the match, able to win it late, nearly halfway through the match. Fuamatu. And then they'll stop Fuamatu. Still trying to flip him over, and then finally here's the official.
You think these guys want to win?
Oh, yeah. Look at the aggression. Look at Fuamatu's a bad dude.
Delormier is doing a nice job here, but I think he's using a little too much strength. You'd like to see him rely a little bit on technique.
Officials are going to talk this one over. Stop was called. Fuamatu ended up had a knee in the back of Delormier.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if that's what they're talking about there. That was right in front of one of those side judges. Hard to say if it was intentional or not, and of course that's what the penalty is based on, the player's intent.
Already 2 Shidos called against Fuamatu. And now they'll discuss yet again. And with just one more match after this.
This is critical.
Yeah, a Moanalua Ipon could end it here and have Big Blue take home the team championship. At worst, Pearl City can only limit Moanalua to just 7 points. See one of the officials sort of drop down and signal the knee in the back from Fuamatu to Delormier. Still a whole lot of time in the match to go with 1:34 left. And they are going to call that knee in the back.
Referees are going to discuss again. Robin Koala immediately up off his seat after that Shido call. I believe if it's against the spirit of judo and the referees determined there was intent to injure there, I believe it's a direct Hansoku Make.
Which would mean 10 points for Moanalua and all but shutting the door on Pearl City's chance to try and win it.
Also, what it would do, I believe, is keep Fuamatu out from next week's OA preseason tournament. OA rule in any sport is a disqualification results in being ineligible for the next immediate contest. Fortunately for Pro City, next week it's the OA preseason tournament and not the regular season, which starts the following week.
And a very short regular season, just 3 Saturdays here in OA Judo. And the way that the schedule works out, that's 10 big points here for Moanalua. As Diego Delormier will step off and go to the bench.
Yeah, you hate to see a great match like this basically determined by a questionable call like that. But credit the officials. It's not an easy call, and they're always going to side on the side of safety. So tough call, but it is the preseason, so hopefully it's a learning experience for Jackson Fuamatu.
Robin Puahala talking with 3 different officials. Fuamatu sitting down, and of course, judo sport, which is about tradition and respect, of course, are going to request that Fuamatu stand up here. Fuamatu almost looks a little frustrated and himself, maybe more so that call.
Yeah, his state championship match a year ago against Nathan Furuta ended on Hansokumaki as well, was assessed 4 Shidos. So this has got to be a little bit tough, a tough pill for Jackson to swallow here.
And that call was already made, so there's no reversal on this decision here by the official.
Don't believe so.
Unless Robin Puahala can do some incredible lobbying here with the 3 officials near the scores table. We still have the 285-pound matchup coming up. Taking a lot of time to iron out these wrinkles.
Yeah, well, we have some time. Both of us were able to attend Pro City practice earlier this week. And it was interesting for me, because being on the other side of it for so many years as a coach at Mililani.
Right.
And I'm really impressed by Coach Puahala and then the program that he's built over there at Pro City. His predecessor, Roy Kawaji, did a great job there. Robin played for him. And what impresses me the most about this Pro City program are the numbers that Robin continues to draw year after year, boys and girls. Draws them from the band, draws them from wrestling, all over the place. So, credit to Robin Puahala. He does a nice job of mixing the fun with the seriousness, and I think it's a large part of Pro City's success over the years.
And things got a little interesting when Chastine Delore, as a young freshman, and the impact that she made last year, transferred over to Las Vegas, which opened up a spot here and had Robin Puahala not necessarily scrambling a bit, but had huge question marks for that weight class. Well, he's taking these 45, 47 girls to try and move some pieces around and really feels that he has a good team. And as we saw in the first part of our doubleheader, a win for the girls. So the Chargers, a force to be reckoned with here, and a good sign so far to start the season. But see Jackson Fuamatu taking off the gi, taking off the equipment, visibly frustrated at this point.
And we go on. Our final match of the night, 285, the big boys.
They've deducted 5 points off as well for Pearl City.
I believe that's for an unsportsmanlike conduct.
There's something verbally said possibly from Fuamatu with 43-25. This match between Kaniala Kohe and Ryan Souza. Kohe for Pearl City, Souza for Moanalua. Souza in the white belt. Chance for each of these two to fine-tune their skills in the preseason.
Souza's one of their veteran players. He placed 3rd in the state at 285 last year. I saw him earlier today, and I said, man, this must be like your 5th or 6th year in high school. What's going on? Jokingly, of course.
Right.
He's a good kid,
Right.
tough competitor.
Saw Souza as well. I was thinking the exact same thing because I feel like I've seen him since 2008. So they're trying to get position here. Tight grip on that right. Taking the left lapel.
Over the years, Souza's been battling injuries, shoulders, things of that nature. See both of his ankles taped tonight. Hopefully he's able to stay healthy throughout the season, because I think Moanalua and Brandon Maki are definitely counting on him to bring home some points come May 9th.
You know, a stalling Shido initially called. They'll discuss this.
Want to take a second to thank again our sponsor, the 50th State Judo Association.
And of course, these volunteer officials. They're going to wave off the Shido and charge it to the opposite side and go ahead. That is an amazing sign of character and love for the sport from these officials that have been doing it the last 7 years.
Yeah, they're selfless. They dedicate a lot of their time. All these officials are not just high school officials, but they referee local tournaments as well. Big sacrifice by their part. Yeah.
Souza to shove off goal here.
We got another stoppage here.
And another conference.
Again, this Moanalua team, really doesn't have a whole lot of its studs, so to speak. Its point scorers, Zorich Palimo, Kulana Salera, Diamond Inoue, I believe, is back for another year. So a lot of those guys sitting, resting, preparing for the long haul.
Palimo should be interesting to watch. Another multi-sport athlete for Moanalua. With 140 to play here in the 285-pound division.
Souza's quite agile for a 285 player. Very nimble on his feet. See him trying to get that right lapel. Looks like we're going to get another stalling penalty here.
And no one really trying to make action. The second one, more goal here.
Souza with double lapel. That's a very strong grip. He switches out of it. In a bad spot.
Yuko point scored with 59 seconds remaining.
Wow, they're going to award the point to Souza. I thought it was Kohi's point.
Same here. Looked like he maintained control of that. Now Robin Pujols says, "Oh, you got to be kidding me here." No challenges. And we get our third conference from the officials. Tell you what, since that Jackson Fuamatu ruling, it's really sucked the energy out of this building.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's a tough lesson to learn for Jackson Fuamatu, one of two captains for this Pro City team. But I think how he responds from this now is going to be more telling. See Kapolei head coach Mark Narciso in the stands here,
which is interesting because Kapolei is usually a force to be reckoned with when it comes to the preseason tournaments in this Mililani Judo Invitational. Opting not to take part this year.
Souza with the inside grip on his left hand. Comes up shallow on that Saranagi attempt.
Souza trying to drive the legs to flip him over.
He's almost got it here. Mate called. Yeah, Kapolei definitely a force to be reckoned with. As strong as the Pro City girls are to repeat, I think the Kapolei boys team is just as strong.
Kikua Marumoto, the Paragosos.
Yeah, they're deep, and they have a lot of players who hail from Kapolei Judo Club, which practices at Kapolei High School, conveniently enough. So they've been getting ready for this for years now.
Souza gets a Yuko. 10 seconds to go. Souza got on top. Officials trying to break him up here.
Not sure why the stoppage.
Souza gasping for air with 10 on the clock.
It's a nice throw by nice continuation by Souza on that throw. He's that kind of a player. You know, he's not going to have those big, pretty throws, but he's going to grind it out.
Souza scores another Yuko.
If he can hold this pin, this is 10 more points for Moanalua. Even though the clock's expired, they're still keeping time of the Osaiko Mi.
Will he get out of it? The belt is ready. Time ticking down. Wazadi point awarded at this point. And it's over. And it's Ryan Souza to cap off a solid performance for Moanalua in the Mililani Judo Invitational.
And again, doing so without a lot of their frontline starters. Very impressive from Moanalua. I'm just as impressed with this Pro City team. We basically penciled in this Moanalua team into the final. Who they would face was a big question mark. And Pro City looking pretty good in this preseason here, boys and girls.
So Moanalua will win this one 53-25. And Moanalua claims the Mililani Judo Invitational Championship. Just a great slate of competitive matches here on the boys' side. Congratulations to Coach Maki and Big Blue, taking home another preseason title. We'll step aside and wrap things up here from Central Oahu. That's coming up next. You're watching the 2015 Mililani Judo Invitational, presented by the 50th State Judo Association, here on ScoringLive.com. Scoring Live is your source for Hawaii high school athletics, bringing you all the action from the OIA, ILH, BIIF, KIF, and the MIL, with constantly updated scores, impacting photos, video highlights, game recaps, player features, and so much more. If you're looking for the best in high school sports, log on to ScoringLive.com.
Here at Hawaii USA, our Life Matters loan has been helping our members make memories that really matter. Like making their wedding dreams come true. Taking a well-deserved girls-only trip to Vegas! Or paying for medical expenses, like braces.
Cheese.
Apply now because it's all possible with a low rate from Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Hawaii USA, where life matters.
And we're back here in Mililani, wrapping up the 2015 Mililani Judo Invitational, presented by the 50th State Judo Association. Congratulations to the Lady Chargers and the Namenehune from Moanalua. Stuck with the girls' side here, Felipe Ohastro along with Kalani Takase, our entire Scoring Live crew. Pearl City, as we mentioned, the favorites heading into this season to take home the girls' state championships, and proving why. 67-20 victory over the host school here in Mililani. What stood out for you here on the girls' side for the Chargers?
Well, dominance as usual for this Pro City team. You know, they haven't skipped a beat without Chastine Delore here. And they look very poised for a fourth state championship this year.
Of course, those Mililani, or those numbers here for Mililani, a little bit skewed. Couldn't able to put 5 girls in 5 different weight classes there. So there were only 5 matches there for the girls' side. Pearl City wins it by 47, nonetheless, 67-20. On the opposite side here, 53-25. Tightly contested through the first 5 matches. Then the real big turning point came at the boys' 220-pound matchup between Jackson Fuamatu and Diego Delormier.
Yeah, with the big Hansoku Make call there against Fuamatu, one of the leaders on that Pro City team. I think he's going to bounce back. I think this Pro City team is going to push this Kapolei team in this Western Division here. They probably won't see Moanalua again until the team championships, until April. So we got a nice sneak peek here of what the OIA has to offer.
So that'll wrap it up from Central Oahu. Special thanks to our great sponsor, the 50th State Judo Association, for all their continued support of the sport of judo, and of course ScoringLive.com. Of course, Melissa Ng along with Sean Suyoka, our camera operators. Make sure you check out Greg Yamamoto's photos on the website. Of course, Kalani Takasi's story on ScoringLive.com as well. And our director is Brian Ng. For Kalani Takasi and our entire Scoring Live crew, Felipe Ohastro, good night. Have a great weekend from Mililani. You've been watching the 2015 Mililani Judo Invitational, presented by the 50th State Judo Association, exclusively on your home for Hawaii high school athletics, ScoringLive.com. Aloha.